Handling data, examining line graphs. What is it? A way of sorting data according to different features. Why? Can help show trends and make predictions. Interesting fact, the Olympic Games used to award medals in art. Vocabulary, line graph, a graph that uses a line to show how the value of something changes. Intermediate points, the points between measured values. So if we take a look at this graph, now we're going to add something a little bit more detail so you can see where they are. So your intermediate points are the red lines in between the dots or the points on the graph, and then the measured values are those little dots or the points on the graph. Let's take a look at the steps in order to solve questions in order to examine line graphs. So step 1, determine the type of graph. Step 2, draw the key information. Step 3, use that information to answer the question. So here is the graph, and it is a daily temperature in dates in May. So what type of graph is this? It is a line graph. And what date has the highest daily temperature? So we're looking for the highest point on the graph, and that is May 13th. So how many days does it return to the average temperature of 37 after reaching the highest? So this is where we draw the key information. So the highest we just found was day 13, and the first day of temperature of 37 is day 18. We subtract the 2 days and we get 5 days. So, and then as your answer, and there we go. So now what is the difference of temperature on the last day on the graph to the first day on the graph? So let's go ahead and draw the key information of the last day and the first day. And if we subtract those two numbers, we get 0.5 degrees Celsius as your answer. And there we go. Now, are the intermediate points appropriate? So sometimes they are, and sometimes they aren't. And if they aren't, most likely you chose the wrong graph. And in this graph, yes, they are appropriate because the daily it shows how much the temperature increased or decreased to the next day. And then we have finished with this example. Move on to the next one. And here's the graph. What type of graph is this? It is a line graph. There we go. Which date did Tommy find the most seeds? So we're looking for the highest one this time again, and that is March 10th. So and then that is your answer. Now, if we continue with it, if Tommy continues to find seeds in the coming days, what is your prediction for the graph? So if you look at the graph continues to go up. So the graph will increase is your answer. So what is the difference on the 5th day and the 3rd day? So now this is where we have to draw the key information. So the 5th day has about 32 as the amount of seeds. The 3rd day has about 28 for the amount of seeds. So now we have to find the difference, which is subtraction. And now we're doing 32 minus 28, which gives me 4. And there's your answer. And don't forget your units, which is seeds. So are the intermediate points appropriate? So the answer to this one is no. The intermediate points do not have an accurate value. It is only a day's total. So the next day does not affect the previous day or even the next day. So in this particular example, a bar graph would actually be a better graph. So let's go ahead, and now it is your turn. Okay, so here is the graph and questions for you to do. Before I show you the answers, you should pause the video. I'm going to show you the answers in 3, 2, and 1. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, then there's always tomorrow.